Good afternoon, Stefano. Thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate it.
Hi, Ray,
You're
big brother. I'm really thank you.
You are without doubt one of the stars. I just think your facilitation and the way you move stuff through choir, body percussion, and not just drumming is just absolutely phenomenal. I've been looking forward to being able to get hold of you to do this for a long time. So thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm a falling star, actually.
So the first question I'm going to kick off with, mate, is how did you end up being on this rhythmical path?
Well, I used to be an engineer in my previous life, but my dream when I was a child was to have an house full of musical instruments. And so the dream evolved in okay, I would like to live doing music, but all the environment around me was against it. Oh, why do you go to the conservatory? It's useless. So okay, I studied engineering, but when I had my degree, I started working as engineer, and I can remember one of the first times I was in a factory teaching technical stuff, and I felt myself like I was dying in that moment. I was, yeah, I was, yeah. The feeling was that okay, if I go on like this, I could die like in 6 months. So near my house in the small and rising town of Assisi, there is the oldest music therapy schools. One, no, the old, yeah, it's the oldest music therapy school in Italy. And so I decided, okay, uh, I was talking with my girlfriend at the moment, and she told me, "Why don't you go?" Yeah, I want to go. And from that point, I met some facilitators, some teachers that I bring with me in my heart always. Uh, they are Paolo Cerlati and Enrico Strubino. That are two amazing music teachers, and they work between uh, the musical environment and the human environment, and they were among the first one in Italy to start working in that way. And they've been an inspiration for me. And from that, I started studying music education. So I went into that field, and but it wasn't enough. Yeah, working with children is nice. Teaching music is nice. I was working with really small children from 0 to 6 at the beginning,
Wow.
and then so I discovered body music and all the world of body music, all the great facilitators. I discovered then circle singing. Discovered the album by Bobby McFerrin, Circle Songs, and asked myself, who's the guy in Italy? Is there a guy in Italy that is working in that direction? And I met this guy that now is that actually is one of my best buddies, my brother Albertera, and he used to work with Bobby both live and in the album Vocabularis. And so another world opened to me. So I had at that period music education, body music, circle singing, and then it wasn't enough. In 2015, I left my job, and I decided, okay, now my daughter was born that year. I decided, okay, I have to step forward, and I left my job. And what can I do? to improve what I know. And so I discovered the world of drum circle. And yeah, in 2016, I came in Winston, and there I met this guy called Ray. Yeah, and and an amazing group of people that actually are, yeah, are my family. I can consider my family from all over the world. And that experience was for me life changing, I have to tell you, because for the first time I was working and learning abroad. I was in touch with people from all over the world, and maybe for the first time I was feeling that my dream could was becoming true. Was somehow I was, putting down bricks on bricks and building the wall of my dream. And so that's it. Then I uh, went on. I studying and researching. Went in Brazil to study circular music with these guys in São Paulo. They're called Musica do Circolo. I went in Spain to meet Mary Knish, and yeah, and in a lot of other places. So yeah, now all this experience allowed me to become who actually I am, I would say. And
How
it's
do you
an
feel you've how do you feel you've changed, Stefano, from the person that began to the person you are now?
what I can say. I can tell you what is what didn't change. I would like to start from there. Didn't change. Is not changing the energy and the dream.
Yeah,
So I want really to go on in this way. What changed in myself probably is the well, in the first time I was really focused on myself.
yeah,
I mean, when I started building the dream, I was when I started traveling all in Italy and abroad, working, and I was recognized for that. And every week I was in a different circle. I was working with a different group every weekend. It was great, but it was like a tree without roots somehow. It was becoming
yeah,
like, to use a metaphor. And what I really doing experiences and meeting people, and I would say also staying still in this period, in this lockdown period, all this year, contributed to make me understand more and more that uh, I can use my skills to be at service of people around me. And so the focus is not anymore I want to become, but I want to be in service. I know that my energy, my skills, what I know about music, and what my facilitation skills also can really help people to stay better, to live better, and to discover part of themselves that were hidden somehow. And I think that in general, when you find your place in the world, you are really useful to yourself, but you are really useful to the world.
yeah, yeah,
So I feel, yeah, I feel I found my place in the world.
How do you feel your facilitation style has developed as you continue to bring in this knowledge on board?
Somehow it's not easy to understand, because at the end, at the beginning, obviously there was a little bit of um, confusion, I would say, because, you know, every part was separated. Okay, there's the body music word, and it's done in that way, and music education is that. um, Drum circle is the other word. But step by step, I think I started, mm, when I started um, creating my own way of facilitate circles or workshops. I started to understand that there is a red line that links all these words, all
Hmm.
these different words, and yeah, just the tool changes, but a lot of ways of facilitate are really similar. For example, I was, I was thinking in this day about music lessons. Now, I used to work with children, and it was first steps in music. And I can remember really strong that when I used to work with children, I was sometimes a little bit frustrated because I have a program in mind.
Mm.
I have to teach them the stuff. Um, and but at the end, the lesson was going in another direction. Children are perfect, um, professional random factors, and so I was frustrated because, yeah, we are having fun, but we were not doing what I had in my head. And this day I was thinking, uh, what is music for children? So what is really important for them in living a musical experience is the fact that they learn a rhythmical pattern, or just the fact that they are living a musical experience. So it's most important what I want to do with them, or the experience in itself.
Yeah.
Um, do I want to make them to transform them in professional musicians, or do I want them to become better person, uh, to become more skilled persons? And realizing this, because obviously this was the question, and the answer was obviously the second one.
Mm.
um, Everything changed to me. Okay, I can work also with children with the same way, and with the same fluency in of facilitation. What changed really was listening to the group. And this changed also in my way of facilitating, not also other kind of workshops in body music and so on. Listening was is really the turning point when I started to understand that I wasn't not there to perform something, but I had to be in service for the group. So, okay, I can, in the drum circle world, I can facilitate something at the beginning in dictator mode, but then I have to listen, because I need to give them the skills and the tools to understand the body language, to have a body map, for example, if you use body music, or I have to create a safe environment for them uh, doing this. But
Yeah.
then I have to listen to the group, and I cannot just give them, give them, give them. I have to listen, and I have to answer, and the answer has to be connected with what they need in that moment. So I think, yeah, listening to the group made me change a lot in my way of facilitating.
Yeah. I don't- we have difficulty as facilitators talking about ourselves and talking about the work we do. And I'm just interested if you would be kind enough to share about what you think your particular strengths are as a facilitator and what you would like to continue to develop.
Well, probably my strength is uh, is based on empathic skills. I mean, relational skills. And
I can vouch for that.
I think at the beginning I was thinking that this was something that was not really important. I mean, at the beginning I was very focused on technical skills, but then you realize that like is like when you improvise in music, you need technical skills, but then you have um, to feel what you do. And yeah, so relation and empathic skills for me are important, and I think it's also my energy is important, because I'm not doing a job just to do it. I really love what I do. So love is what really changes everything. And what I have to develop is certainly a lot of things. I think there is no an end in developing listening skills, for example. So work on our radars when we work with people. It's really a never-ending work, and also work on uh, facilitation strategies.
Hmm.
It's really important. And another, I have I did some jazz studies 10 years ago. I'm a guitar player and piano player, and I love jazz, but I love the idea of improvising. But what I really was missing was where in because when I facilitate circular music gatherings in which we use body, we use voice, we are in the flow, and I was think I was feeling weak um, in technical vocal skills and in composition skills. I mean, I sometimes I was in the flow. I was doing great things with people. So it's not. It wasn't for me, but it was for the group and for the connection. But I wasn't really aware of what I was doing. I mean, musically.
Yeah.
And so I'm using this time to work on it. For example, to I awake try to wake up every morning at 6, and I try to sing half an hour or 40 minutes. I'm studying with an American friend that is a nice composer and singer, and I have, yeah, Albert and other friends that give me a lot of suggestions. So I'm really working on it right now. And yeah, no, it's nice, because in difficult periods like this, I feel myself that if I can give myself some rules, that
Yeah.
my day is well organized, and most of all, if I can start the day doing something that gives me energy, then the day has a really different color.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You are really useful to the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel, yeah, I feel I found my place in the world.
How do you feel your facilitation style has developed as you continue to bring in this knowledge on board?
Somehow it's not easy to understand, because at the end, at the beginning, obviously there was a little bit of confusion, I would say, because every part was separated. Okay, there's the body music world, and it's done in that way, and music education is that. um, Drum circle is the other word. But step by step, I think I started, mm, when I started um, creating my own way of facilitate circles or workshops. I started to understand that there is a red line that links all these words, all
Mhm.
these different words, and yeah, just the tool changes, but a lot of ways of facilitate are really similar. For example, I was thinking in this day about music lessons. Now, I used to work with children, and it was first steps in music. And I can remember really strong that when I used to work with children, I was sometimes a little bit frustrated because I have a program in mind.
Mm.
I have to teach them the stuff. Um, and but at the end, the lesson was going in another direction. Children are perfect, um, professional random factors, and so I was frustrated because, yeah, we are having fun, but we were not doing what I had in my head. And this day I was thinking, uh, what is music for children? So what is really important for them in living a musical experience is the fact that they learn a rhythmical pattern, or just the fact that they are living a musical experience. So it's most important what I want to do with them, or the experience in itself.
Yeah.
Um, do I want to make them to transform them in professional musicians, or do I want them to become better person, uh, to become more skilled persons? And realizing this, because obviously this was the question, and the answer was obviously the second one.
Mm.
um, Everything changed to me. Okay, I can work also with children with the same way, and with the same fluency in of facilitation. What changed really was listening to the group. So and this changed also in my way of facilitating, not also other kind of workshops in body music and so on. Listening was is really the turning point when I started to understand that I wasn't not there to perform something, but I had to be in service for the group. So, okay, I can, in the drum circle world, I can facilitate something at the beginning in dictator mode, but then I have to listen because I need to give them the skills and the tools to understand the body language, to have a body map, for example, if you use body music, or I have to create a safe environment for them uh, doing this. But
Yeah.
then I have to listen to the group, and I cannot just give them, give them, give them. I have to listen, and I have to answer, and the answer has to be connected with what they need in that moment. So I think, yeah, listening to the group made me change a lot in my way of facilitating.
I don't- we have difficulty as facilitators talking about ourselves and talking about the work we do. And I'm just interested if you would be kind enough to share about what you think your particular strengths are as a facilitator and what you would like to continue to develop.
Well, probably my strength is uh, is based on empathic skills. I mean, relational skills. And
I can vouch for that.
I think at the beginning I was thinking that this was something that was not really important. I mean, at the beginning I was very focused on technical skills, but then you realize that like is like when you improvise in music, you need technical skills, but then you have um, to feel what you do. And yeah, so relation and empathic skills for me are important, and I think it's also my energy is important, because I'm not doing a job just to do it. I really love what I do. So love is what really changes everything. And what I have to develop is certainly a lot of things. I think there is no an end in developing listening skills, for example. So work on our radars when we work with people. It's really a never-ending work, and also work on uh, facilitation strategies.
Hmm.
It's really important. And another, I have I did some jazz studies 10 years ago. I'm a guitar player and piano player, and I love jazz, but I love the idea of improvising. But what I really was missing was where in because when I facilitate circular music gatherings in which we use body, we use voice, we are in the flow, and I was think I was feeling weak um, in technical vocal skills and in composition skills. I mean, I sometimes I was in the flow. I was doing great things with people. So it's not. It wasn't for me, but it was for the group and for the connection. But I wasn't really aware of what I was doing. I mean, musically.
Yeah.
And so I'm using this time to work on it. For example, to I awake try to wake up every morning at 6, and I try to sing half an hour or 40 minutes. I'm studying with an American friend that is a nice composer and singer, and I have, yeah, Albert and other friends that give me a lot of suggestions. So I'm really working on it right now. And yeah, no, it's nice, because in difficult periods like this, I feel myself that if I can give myself some rules, that
Yeah.
my day is well organized, and most of all, if I can start the day doing something that gives me energy, then the day has a really different color.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I love this whole idea, this resonance that happens within groups and people like us, where we feel that this development is a journey and that we must continually motivate ourselves to, we have a core belief and a core thought process and a core sense of feelings, but there's also this sense of we're always looking to develop ourselves, pass that development on to others, that sense of motivation about it all as well, which I think is a real core concept of some of the work that we do. I'm
Yeah.
interested, Stefano, what's one thing that you wish you knew now before you started on this journey?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, certainly. What's the one thing you wish you knew that you know now, sorry, that you wish you knew before you started this journey?
Wow. Um, Probably, well, the first things that came in my mind was the awareness that it's all about us, but it's not about us.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
and, and probably another thing is trust in yourself, and trust in the world, trust in what you love.
Yeah,
Because I can remember that I had some difficult periods um, at the beginning of my journey, when I was jumping from one word to another word, and and what I think could make the difference in that moment is just focus on what you want to do, in what you believe is important. Focus on what you love.
yeah,
Don't be scared. And this is something I've learned in the years.
yeah,
Create connections. That is really important. At the beginning, I think I was also scared about, this is also an Italian mentality. I'm scared about someone else that is doing the same thing, no, because I need to work, so he could steal my work. It's stupid things. I mean, now I can say that are stupid because I experienced the that being connected gives everyone uh, a lot of energy and possibilities also.
Yeah, it's not just an Italian thing, Stefano. It's quite big here in the UK as well. That sense of rivalry and turf, and this is my territory, and stay off my territory. There's a resistance to sharing because they see people as competitors rather than working together. So it's not just an Italian thing. It's quite strong here in the UK as well. What's the biggest challenge you faced, and how did you overcome it?
The biggest challenge, I think, to believe in myself. Um Absolutely, because that is the platform to build everything.
Mm,
And I think it's a never-ending challenge. And also the daily practice and musical routine helps in that, because there were some points in which I wasn't motivated. I wasn't really trusting myself,
yeah,
and and that's that is the moment in which you go down, in which then you need a lot of time and to go back to your path.
yeah,
So yeah, I think this is the challenge, and every day
yeah,
I'm working for it.
yeah, yeah. Every day, I think we all do. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and especially in these moments,
Yeah,
in this
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
period in which uh, I I did my last workshop in Spain in February. Then everything stopped. I facilitated a couple of not like four drum circles during the summer, and a lot some like probably a couple of workshops, little workshops. But uh, the all the time I am alone, and it's like being in front of a mirror.
yeah,
It's just yourself. There's not anyone saying you're a good man, you're a good facilitator. Yeah, we enjoyed this experience. Go on. And so right now it's complex,
yeah,
but I think it's the most important. If we can do it now, if we can believe,
yeah,
if we work to believe in ourselves now, that we are alone and we are naked completely, we can really build the roots to do a quantic step forward,
yeah.
a big
It's
step.
difficult, man. It's difficult.
Yeah, I know it's really difficult.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. What what advice would you give someone who was just starting on this journey?
Well, first of all, work on the biggest challenge. So believe in yourself, but keep your ears and your eyes and all your senses and really open to what's around you, to all the people around you, because it's not just about you.
No.
So I'm really, for example, I really grateful to all the people I met in the last 5 years in the workshops I facilitated, because they teach me a lot.
Mm,
I've met like something like 3,000 people in small groups, and I've really learned a lot from them. So it's really not about me.
Yeah.
It's not about me, but it's about um it's about flowing, listening, and understanding really people that are around you, understand their needs. Because if you understand their needs, you can really work on facilitation strategies. For example, if you really understand deeply their difficulties, you can help them going uh, in the right direction, not for you, the right direction for them.
For them. Yeah.
Yeah, you can give them tools and strength. You can really often the biggest difficulty I found in facilitating circular music workshops. And when I say circular music, I say body music, and so voice and body percussion, but also musical objects, wakers, drums, and so on, is to um, find out and give back life to the inner child.
Yeah.
Because we are structured as adults, and I think that that's really important, but it's challenging,
Yeah.
because you have really to take a hammer and destroy walls that we have built over the years. And especially, I'm talking about Italian situation, especially, for example, if you work with people with a classical music education.
Music.
Because joking, I always say that every time someone says the word improvisation, a classical musician dies. It's funny, but it's like a taboo.
Yeah.
So really often, that is really there is really difficult. and but it's also amazing when you see people that are going back in touch with their inner child, where the ability to create. We are creators.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so trust yourself and listen a lot.
I love that kind of the idea of the inner child. I tend to think a lot of the work that we do, I'll speak from a UK perspective, is breaking down this I can't do this, I can't play an instrument. I was always made to stand at the back of a choir. I was never giving anything to play. I'm useless. And you're right, we are all creators. And trying to break through that with adults, they will push their children, go and have a go and go and have a go. But trying to draw the adult in and draw the child out of the adult for them to have fun and understand music is about improv, and it's about having fun and enjoyment. It's not about musical scores and right notes and keys and stuff like that. It's about having fun, and drawing that out of people, I think, is one of the best feelings that I think I've been able to kind of get. And I also get your thought process about it's not about you. I often struggled with that when I first started on this journey, and I thought it was all about me getting it right, doing it properly, making sure it sounded like music, making sure it was all absolutely perfect. And it's taken me years to understand, just be with the chaos, just be with the chaos. And it's taken me a long time to get there, but
Yeah.
that's my perspective. I'm interested, and I've asked this question for everybody, and I'm sure you're aware, there's numerous scientific and medical reports about the benefits of work that we do. But what's your own kind of experience of that, Stefano, with the groups that you've worked with, of the benefit of the work that we do?
Well, I could start from an episode. A couple of times I worked with in a Parkinson disease center. Is in a hospital in Bergamo, and the director of this center is a friend of mine. It's called Cristina Rizzetti, and she's a doctor, obviously. And she paid a couple of artists, me, Albert, and a dancer, to come in her center to do to offer an experience to the people. And so I went there, and the first time, and we I facilitated this drum circle, and she was facilitating. So it was really a party. It was something really emotional. There was a man that wasn't really that couldn't play drum, but he had an harmonica, and he started playing the harmonica, and I studied the facilitation, like a color response between him and all the rest of the group, and then it was amazing. You could see people crying, but at the end, the nice and the funny thing is that people were going back in their bedrooms without tutors to walk. So
Yeah,
they came with their tutors, but
yeah,
they were going back on their feet
wow.
with doctors asking, "Come here." It was really great. And another experience I did is probably, is the last drum circle I facilitated. It was for an architecture festival in Sardinia. There is this marvelous island in Italy.
Hmm.
Uh, we're in the south, in Cagliari, and it was September 2020, so 2 months ago.
Hmm.
And we were supposed to host 100, sorry, 120 people, but there were almost 200 waiting
Waiting.
to play. Yes, because
Wow.
the drum circle was in a program. So uh, before us, there was a conference, online conference. So there were people in the audience, and there was a big screen with this engineer or architect talking. And in 20 minutes, we set it up, everything, chairs and instruments, and all these people were waiting around. The metaphor is like in Italy, when you are in a wedding, you have to wait for the for the uh, um, how do you say sposo and sposa? I can remember. Yeah, for the
Bride and groom.
no. Well, I will say you. No, don't worry. It's when you are in a popular party, and they open the possibility to eat.
Yeah.
You can see people run and run for other people. Okay, and it was the same. They were hungry,
Yeah.
and so a lot of people couldn't. At the end, I set it up, chairs and instruments for 160 people. That is a lot in this
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
And they sit down, and they started playing in a marvelous way. And I entered the circle, in the center of the circle, to say hello, to take an eye contact, you know. And there was so much energy that I went back out circle crying.
Wow.
and all the drum circle was like this,
Yeah.
because after months of lockdown, of suffering, of feeling alone,
Hmm.
that moment of a connection was really great.
Yeah.
Was really something really important, and all the people that wasn't playing remained around there. So I was facilitating things with people clapping and singing outside, and so just to include everyone, because I really was feeling that that moment was important. And yeah, I could tell you a lot of moments like this, also in other environments, in corporate trainings, for example, in team buildings, when you work with people and they come to you in. I don't feel safe in a corporate
Yeah.
environment because it's not my native environment, but I do,
Mm.
obviously. And when you find people that comes to you saying thank you, it was the first time for me playing, doing this, and you can see their eyes shining,
Yeah.
you understand that you're working with people and you are really doing the difference.
Yeah. No, I
And
agree. 100%.
yeah, and it's the same with children.
Yeah.
I've lived moments of uh, amazing improvisation in the flow, with instruments, with voice, with children, and and yeah, it was supposed to be a music lesson, but it wasn't. It was really bigger.
Yeah. Is there, can you put your finger on a particular client or a particular session that changed the way that you practice, changed the way that you work?
I think one of my um turning points, if we could say, was my first Circle Festival. Circle Festival is a festival that Albert Herr organizes in Italy every two years. Next year is going to be the year,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
and
coming, man. I'm going to come.
every we are hoping. Yeah, we are crossing our fingers, not just the fingers of hands, but also on feet. And that was, I think, uh, el- um, something that gave me another perspective, because probably it was the biggest thing I did at that moment. I was doing at that moment, and I was working with not just with teachers and educators and so on, like I used to do before, but also with musicians, with a lot of people that was working in that field. And so I think the energy and the awareness that experience gave to me was really great.
Hmm.
um, but I can say, yeah, we were talking about this before, I could say that every little experience is not a little experience. I feel really changed from every experience I do.
Okay.
Because if, yeah, I understood that if you really listen deeply, you can really learn a lot from
Yeah.
and in different situations and environments.
Yeah, I get that. Thank you for that, mate. This is probably one of my favorite questions. How do you go about creating a safe space?
Well, what I can do, what I do, is first of all be myself. I don't have to act. I don't have to be someone else. I don't want to be the coolest facilitator in the world or in the room.
Yeah.
And just entering the room and meeting the group, um, having in mind that you are serving that group, uh, changes something in your in I talk about myself, changes something in my way of being there. And this is um, a starting point for me, because I can remember at the beginning, um, my idea is, now I go in the room, I meet the group, and they, from the first activity, they have to love me.
Hmm.
Say what I used to enter, boom. It's a way, okay?
Hmm.
I don't know if it's the best way to create a safe environment, because
Hmm.
it was about me, not about the group. You have to love me.
Yeah.
It was a show. It wasn't a facilitation. So in also in this case, some rules are really similar to every um, environment, like drum circle, body music. I usually go on. We do some, some warm up. We check if we are good, and then I start doing simple things all together. So not splitting the group at the beginning. So we are working in full group, and then I really, if I use a lot irony, and I'm a stupid guy, so it can be an important tool sometimes. So yeah, smiling. No, don't take yourself too seriously. This is an important rule for me.
Hmm.
And I love to smile about myself, uh, um, and I love to smile also with all the group. So is the only way, I think, is my way of creating a safe environment. So technically, yeah, I work with all the group. I try to obviously listening and observe everyone. So if I can see now really better if there is something that has some difficulties. So for example, if there is someone that has difficulties, I stop, I do another thing, and I give suggestions in general, not connected with the person. And I go on like this, or I try to find strategies to solve that,
Mm.
to give people the tools to go on.
Yeah.
And this works to me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm wondering, you've kind of touched on it already, and I just want to dig a little deeper into it if I can, mate. What do you kind of focus on during a session? We looked at the experience of the group, the music, the rhythm, the experience of individuals, the participation, the inclusiveness. Kind of what do you kind of concentrate? All of it? How do you kind of put yourself out there so it's all encompassing?
Hmm. Well, obviously it depends. These are all important. important elements to me.
Hmm.
And I told you that for me, um, the important experience is to allow people to live an amazing musical experience
Yeah.
in a level.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And I, yeah, I try to create a safe environment, and I try to give them some tools, um, and I try to give them to work with what they give me.
Yeah.
So depending on what is my goal in that workshop, for example, is a workshop for uh, for teachers and music education, music educators, sorry, or for educators, I um, try to focus obviously on the experience, being in the flow, because they have to enjoy the whole experience. And then I try to open some spaces to analyze facilitation strategies,
Hmm.
but after they have experienced. So from living an experience to understanding and going deep in that, in the strategies behind, if is just a gathering or community building. I just focus on people, on what they give me, and I try to create the best music experience I can facilitate in that moment with what I have, with what they give me. Um, it can be drums, it can be voice, it can be just clapping. Um, but yeah, my goal in general is to allow people to live an amazing experience, because if you have fun, and if the facilitator was able to create a safe environment in which relationships are good, there is a win-to-win situation, then you can learn anything
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
If there is not a safe environment, um, if there is no relationship, if there is no trust,
Yeah.
can go on the
Yeah.
next step.
Yeah.
So for me, that is the most important thing
Yeah.
in every situation, I would say.
No, absolutely. I think, and I've said this on a couple of the other conversations, the drive of the fact that it's not just turning up with a load of experience and a load of drums. There's a huge amount of development and thought and training and letting go and being and raring and feeling and watching that goes on in every experience that we try and create.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought so as well. So, Stefano, here we go. When you leave a workshop, what do you hope you've left behind? When you've cleared up all the drums and the percussion, you stack the chairs, the drums have gone in the van or the car and you've driven off, or you've finished a choral work or a body percussion session and you've put your shoes on and you've walked away, what do you hope you've left behind?
Uh, in a word, I could say passion.
Mhm.
And because in this, it's like, I think passion as a big can. And if you have passion, if you stimulate passion to people, if they can feel your love for what you do, yeah, passion or love um, is the same for me. then you will have curiosity, you will have will uh, to learn more, to go deep in what they learn or to practice it. This is the most important thing. I'm uh, yeah, I was telling you, I was frustrated at the beginning because I was leaving the room with my children, and the experience was nice, but what I had in my head was different. Um, I changed completely. If I really can share passion, and if we live a good uh, experience that is musical and human, because music is a tool that we use to develop people skills and to develop ourselves as human beings.
Yeah.
Then you can really um, obtain all the goals that you have in mind. But
Yeah.
the first one,
Passion.
passion, yeah, love for what you do, and I think we are really lucky, even if probably in this period it was better to be an engineer. Some points of view,
Yeah.
from economic points of view, but no, I don't want to change. I'm not changing anything because I'm waking up every day happy. I
Yeah.
wake happy for a new day, happy because I do what I love.
Yeah. I
And
think that's what kind of drives me a little bit as well, mate, is the fact that hang in there, because what I'm doing is right and I love it. Just need to hang in there, and it'll come true.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Listen, man, thank you so much for your time this morning. We've sadly come to an end. I've loved this exploration. Loved it. Thank you so much, man.
You are very welcome, Ray.
Thank you, man.
You want some music at the end?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So, big brother, thank you, and thank you to all the people that is going to watch this video. I think that what you are doing, brother, is really important to connect all the family of facilitators in the world. I'm really happy and grateful for this.
Thank you.